Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the EDF Sports podcast. We have a very special podcast today. With me, as always, is Liam and Lamar, my partners in crime. And today we got very special guests from the TRoss podcast, Mr. Maddison and Mr. Terrence Ross. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Doing good, man. Thank you for having us.
Hey,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for coming on again, man. It is great to see you guys. And as always, man, we're going to get into a little bit of just little talking to you guys a little bit. First of all, tell me a little bit about the podcast. Tell me how that's going, guys.
It's going good, man. We're just it's a grind. Like you guys know, you guys started a little bit after us, but it's been good. It's been fun, man. We've been knocking out one a week for over a year now. It's crazy. You look back, we're almost to 50 episodes, which is unbelievable. Honestly.
Nice. For sure. We were flying by, and like time flies by, but when you look back, we've been doing it for a year. So it's been fun. It's been tough. It's been tricky at times, but all in all, it's a great experience. Something brand new for both of us. So we're enjoying it, and thank you guys again for being a sponsor. You guys are amazing.
Hey, man, it's been great to be a sponsor for you guys, but I don't know how you guys do it, actually. I follow both of you, obviously, on Twitter. And do you guys sleep, first of all? Do you guys know what that is?
Hey, man, I'm always doing something. Like, I have two kids, so they're always keeping me on the go. So I can't really, I don't really have time to sleep. So I'm always trying to figure out ways to keep myself busy.
Hey, man, for you, I will see at 1:30 in the morning, you put out something about your Twitch, for your Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, I do that.
That man is literally playing Twitch at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, bro. I'm trying to grow that, bro. It's fun. Twitch is it's like another extension of the podcast. It's just like another social media platform. It's fun, bro. I do it. I try to do it, at least once a day for at least an hour. But I've been doing it for maybe about a month and a half, and I've already, got a couple thousand followers, and I'm starting to get partnered up, and a lot of good things are coming. So it's been fun, but it feels like a job now. So yeah, that's probably why I'm on at 1:30.
It does. It's crazy.
Is this for video games, Terrence?
Yeah.
What game are you playing?
I actually just got my setup all hooked up. So at first I was only playing, Call of Duty, and then I was playing a little bit of NBA 2K. And then I end up hooking up my PlayStation to Twitch. So now I play a lot of UFC, MLB The Show, Madden. I play a ton of different things, FIFA. So I'm all over the place. I just kind of keep it random.
Do you want to shout out your Twitch handle?
It's Terrence Ross. It's easy. Capital T and then capital R. So it's verified, so you guys should be able to find me pretty easy.
And Patsy, you do nothing but podcast, right? How do you work too, man?
Yeah, man, it's been busy. It's actually helped because I coach basketball too, so that season's over, so it makes it a lot easier. But just trying to keep growing the podcast, doing another podcast. We're trying to add another show to our TRoss podcast, maybe some Patreon coming up here soon with more just conspiracies. And we're looking into possibly doing a live event in Orlando. So that might be coming up as well.
A live event in Orlando, huh?
Yeah, like a live podcast so people can interact with us, see if we can do it live.
Like go to some sports bar or?
Yeah, we're looking at venues as we speak, actually, and try to find something, not too big so we don't have no one there, and not too small, so it's not overpacked.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that. But how is that other podcast going though?
It's going good, man. Actually going to record right after this, but it's been tough. She just got a new news gig in Seattle, so we've been just trying to find time as much as possible to do it. But it's been fun. It's mostly sports, and obviously me and Terrence, we try to stick away from sports, so it gives me a chance to talk sports.
Right. Speaking of that, Conspiracy T, I know you are pretty big on the UFOs, right? UFOs and aliens, man.
I'm big on everything, man. I'm big on everything.
Tell me about them aliens, though, man.
Man, I don't know. It's crazy. It's so random. I was just talking about this to somebody else. We're living in such a crazy time where, 50 years ago. Like, this is all just like random conspiracy talk and nobody wants to talk about it. And everybody's just, they automatically label you as like crazy to like literally this year, the government starting to like announce it and kind of to, put it out there like, hey, yeah, these things are out there. We don't know what they are. So it's weird. It feels like out of everybody's little podcast like world right now, they feel like they got a huge victory just for the acknowledgement that they were kind of right the whole time.
Wasn't
So
that crazy though? How they said something like they did every single one of them. They couldn't understand except for like one. They
Yeah.
It was like
It's crazy now, man. I mean, it's crazy. I'm kind of excited to see what happens next. I mean, if it's not like something crazy, but like I'm kind of curious to see, why the government's telling us this and what else they're going to tell us in this upcoming however many months they decide to spill the beans. So it's weird, bro. It's a weird time.
And how crazy is it going to be when we find out that maybe a quarter of the NBA are truly aliens?
No, nobody would be shocked if LeBron turns out to be an actual like cyborg or some type of robot. I don't think anybody would be shocked. They would just kind of be like, we knew it.
Exactly. Well, I'll just be like, I knew it.
Yeah, it's like, of course. I would not see it.
Are you into the flat Earth conspiracy? Are you with Kyrie on that one?
Yo, it's so funny. I used to, so funny. I'm watching like there's the screensaver on my TV right now, and it's literally like a shot of the Earth, and it's like kind of going over it. It's so weird that you say that, but I don't know. For the longest time, I used to be like, no, there's no way that this flat Earth. But now I'm like, bro, it could be. Like, it could be. Who knows? Like, everybody thought the Earth was flat for hundreds of years until NASA came along, and then now everybody thinks that it's round. So if they were to tell us that it's really not round and it's just something else, we would all believe it, no question. So I don't know what to believe anymore, bro. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this thing right now on the computer going over the entire Earth. It looks like it's in space. And I'm just like, what camera are they using to shoot this? Like, it doesn't make sense how I'm looking at it. But either way, I'm just like, it is what it is. I definitely think that I don't know what I think. I don't know. But the Earth I don't think it's flat, and I definitely don't think it's round. I don't know what it is anymore, but we'll never know.
I'll take it.
Lamar, you got anything, man?
Yeah, I don't believe half the stuff they taught us in school when we was kids anymore.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I feel. You can't even believe it anymore. It's just like the more you do your own research, the weirder everything gets. So I don't know. We take a lot of things for fact and don't even question it. So who knows?
Exactly. So as I talk to professional athletes, one of the questions that I like to ask, and Stephen, I want to get your opinion on this too, for both of you. Did you follow the game since both of you played so much? Did you actually follow the game when you grew up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was my first obsession, was following the game to like so in depth, to like now it's kind of like I don't follow it as in depth because I was so obsessed with it as a kid, like knowing everybody, knowing the jersey numbers, where they play, where they get traded, all that type of things. So yeah, it definitely was an obsession for me. And even at a younger age, like looking at like the high school rankings, the rival rankings, the college rankings, like that stuff I really got obsessed with, especially when I got into middle school and started to get better at basketball, for sure.
Right.
For me, I don't know. I was young and I always watched like basketball games with like, my mom or something, or whoever put it on. Like, we were always watching basketball. I remember the earliest ages of just watching like at very least playoff games, and kind of seeing how my family reacted to that, how that's all they had watched at certain times. So I grew up knowing so much about the game. And then growing up, I used to play a lot of video games. So when you play sports games, you pretty much have like an index of every single player, stats, all that.
Right.
So I think that's I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty much how I learned a lot of basketball, man. It's like, through NBA Live and 2K growing up through high school, is just you have an in-depth, analysis of every player. You know how they play, you know what they do, what they're capable of. So I grew up in that era, and by default, I knew the game, inside and out like a encyclopedia. Especially with like the older, I can cite all the way back to like the 60s, 70s when it comes to basketball. Just like the older I got, it's like the more interested I got in like the older eras and generation of basketball. So I would always look up stats, history lessons, old, highlight tapes. So I don't know. I've always had, it's just, I don't know, my love for the game has progressed and how much I've either played or how much I just dug into like, statistics side of it. So
Right.
I would say, yeah.
And Steven, you were a Sonics fan, right? Was you Sonics or Portland?
Sonics, yes. I grew up
Okay.
big time Sonics fan.
Who was the guys that got you rolling in basketball? Like who made you like just fall in love with the game?
That shrimp.
That shrimp. No, yeah, like that was definitely that time, man. Like Nate McMillan, Detlef Shrimp, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Percy Hawkins, Dale Ellis. Those guys, like, obviously, it's my dad that introduced me to all that and got me the love for basketball. But Jack Sigma, not that old, but going to those like first games and as a Sonics, like in the Key Arena. It's like never forget that, and that's like where definitely I learned my love for the game for sure.
Right, and T, you were up there too, right? Didn't you?
No, I grew up in LA. Okay. I moved to Northwest in like maybe 04, 05, 05, 06, somewhere around that time. Yeah, around like junior high. But until then, I grew up in Southern California, all over the place. I grew up from LA to Long Beach to Ontario to Moreno Valley to Riverside. So just all over the place.
Lakers fan?
Big time Lakers fan. But growing up, I remember my grandmother, she was a big Chicago fan. So I remember watching a lot of Jordan games. And I remember maybe I was like eight or nine. That's when like, Kobe and them started taking over. And then when I was like 10, 11, that's when they won their first championship. So I grew up like a massive Laker fan. And I could probably like remember where I was at when they won each of the championships. And even when they hit shots like against the Kings, Robert Horry against the Kings, or Derek Fisher against the Spurs, or 0.4. Like all that stuff. All that was like a part of my childhood. So I was a big Kobe fan. Even when I moved up to like Portland, like I hated Portland always, and like LA was always my team no matter what. So
Kobe stopper.
Lamar up there, he's a huge Lakers fan. He is a big time Lakers fan. And
88.
Yeah. And since we're into I mean, real quick, I know you don't like to get into this stuff, but I'm gonna pop it because I just saw it today. I saw TRoss to the Laker for Kuzma. What do you think about that?
Man, I saw the Lakers say, or I saw somebody say Kyle Kuzma for J. Cole. They're trading anybody and everybody.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon
Sharp said that this morning.
Exactly. No, like they're just using Kyle Kuzma as a scapegoat. They're not going to let him go. He's still a young premier talent. Like, what did y'all expect from him? Like, people forget, like, he's still a young dude. And he's learning the game. Like, and he has all this pressure with him of like the whole pressure of LeBron James's whole career dynasty right on this kid's shoulders. So, I mean, people probably judge him a little too much, but I don't know, bro. Those are just rumors. I doubt it.
But you wouldn't be hurt, right? I mean, you'd be
as a fan of the Lakers. No, you'll never be hurt. I don't care if they have LeBron or this is the team with Kobe and
Robert Zachary.
Yeah, Robert Zachary. Okay, and Ryan Kelly. Like, I would not mind either or. Like, it's playing for the Lakers would be like, childhood dream.
Go ahead, Liam.
I was thinking. I'm a Philly kid, and my mom, she's a Villanova alumni. For 4.5, 5 years, you played with a Philly kid who's also a Villanova alumni.
Taylor.
His name's Kyle Lowry, and I cheered for him religiously ever since I was growing up. I want to know, and you've been with the Magic, I believe, since 2017. I want to know what it meant to you to see him and that Toronto fan base capture a championship a couple years ago.
Man, I was like, Kyle's like, he's like one of those, key figures in my career that kind of helped me, set off in the right direction to kind of learn the game. He was like the definition of like that hard-nosed worker guy that comes up, underdog, and he becomes an all-star, becomes a starter all-star, and then he becomes a freaking NBA champion. So it was amazing to see him. And I remember when, LeBron had that comeback from 3-1, and I saw how Cleveland had like flooded, the parade and had everybody going crazy. I remember I was texting, I text Kyle and was just like, bro, we have to do the same thing. Like, we need a parade like that. Like, Toronto would kill that parade. And then 3 years later, they end up actually winning it. So it was amazing, bro. Just to see the reaction. They had like 2 million people in the parade. So like, just to see those guys, grind through all that adversity that they went through in the early years to get to where they went, like, it was amazing. So I was just proud of them.
Awesome. I was really happy to see it too. And I think, when I think of the 2010, like the 2010 Raptors, I don't think of that championship team.
Mm-hmm.
I think of Kyle and DeMar, you and JV, and I think of Coach Casey, who is now the coach of the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't think he's really gotten a fair shake there. I think after this past regular and postseason, kind of looks like Blake Griffin and Reggie Jackson were kind of stealing the money a little bit up in the Is them getting the #1 pick and assuming Kate Cunningham, is this what's going to show Detroit that like Dwayne Casey is the coach for them to really bring this franchise up a little bit?
I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, I don't know exactly who they have over there, but I know they have a few good pieces, a few good young pieces. They have Mason Plumlee, who's playing like baby Jokic. You have Jeremy Grant, who's balling.
He's balling.
And then you have who's a pick that they had last year?
Sadiq Bey.
Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, Killian Hayes.
Like,
yep.
And then you get the #1 pick this year. This is definitely an opportunity to start off in the right direction. I mean, they'll have the pieces. It's just about how much you can develop them and how much you get them to come together. So Case was good at doing that. I mean, he did that for us. Granted, our team is a bit older, but nonetheless, the pieces are there. So we'll see what he does.
I'm excited to see it. Thank you for answering this.
So while we have you here real quick too, we got the biggest stage going on, the NBA Finals right now.
Yeah.
First, I want to get both of your opinions on the series. But real quick, TRoss, is it hard as a player to watch the NBA Finals, or can you get into it?
No, I definitely this playoff series, or just this playoff season in general, has been like upper echelon. Like, the games have been amazing. So like that already has been the one thing. Like, it's especially like, bro, like, my favorite part of the playoffs is literally the first round, because you're getting 5 games a day for at least 4 or 5 days.
Right.
So that is amazing. Like, you literally turn something on and there's another good game. Turn something on, another good game. So it's fun to watch. It's the only thing bad about the finals. The only thing bad about the finals is that there's only one game, and you're gonna get it. You get that one game, and then you wait like 2 days, sometimes even 3. Hopefully not 3.
Yeah.
But you get that 2-day hiatus, and then you go. Again, they might go another day, and after that, it's like every other day. That's the only bad thing. It's just it's not a lot of basketball, but the quality of basketball so far has been pretty much amazing.
It's been great. Steven, what do you think about this series?
It's interesting. I mean, the guard play from the Suns has been unbelievable. The ball screen defense of the Bucks is going to be what it comes down to. They keep isoing Brook Lopez every time. So if they can't figure out a way to make it happen, I don't know what's going to happen. I think the Suns are going to eventually win it. Giannis isn't 100%. And that ball screen defense would come to. You isolate Chris Paul and Devin Booker on him all day.
Is this the best Chris Paul has played?
Ooh, him on the Hornets, he's getting. Man, back in the day, he was getting triple-double scoring.
Even him on the Clippers.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is different. This is a different type of Chris Paul.
His mentality now. I mean, the way that he controls. Now, I know they're going to try to change that rule next year about the cutting in front of people but the way that he can manipulate the game his mind right now, it seems to me he's just out here right now.
No, he's sharp, and he's still, like, the good thing for Chris is Chris has always played like this since Wake Forest. He's had a way that he's played where it's not, it's not based, and he doesn't rely on his athleticism, and it's more of his decision making, his intangibles, his ball handling, and his decision making, which has always been elite. And with age, it's still there. And now he just has the experience and the IQ and the savviness to go out there and manipulate the game in the way he sees fit. So I give him respect for that. He knows how to manipulate the game.
Who do you got coming out of this series?
Suns in 5.
Suns in 5. Lamar,
Suns in 5.
Lamar, what do you think?
Suns in 6.
Suns in 6.
They got like that pick and roll defense they playing is hard. You can't let Lopez one-on-one on Paul and Booker. That's a big no-no. And you keep on letting the switch happen. You gotta adjust much faster than that.
Easier said than done.
Yeah,
that is true. It's like, what do you do?
It's like, because what would you rather them do?
They put Bobby Portis out there. They tried to get that to happen, but it's the same type of thing.
But like, what would you rather do though? You gotta like.
If you fight over, what happens?
Because the thing is with Brook Lopez, when they go over those defensive, like the ball picks or whatever, he's so far back in a drop because he's hard for him to move and open up and like change direction with a guard.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're just like, yo, we might have to just switch, and you just keep him out there. We load the paint up. But the thing is, it's like
too many shooters.
It's shooters, but also like Chris and Devin are both just good enough to get around that still. So it's tough, bro. Like, there's no easy way to guard that, and they're just gonna have to find a way that works. They're gonna have to do a little bit of editing or everything, but that's
what if you put. But see, the problem is you can't take Lopez out because he's also producing on the offensive end. He's hitting threes. Because if you did do that, you could put Giannis at the 5 and go small and switch the ball screens with that.
But Lopez is even getting in the paint this time.
Yeah, he's scoring everywhere.
Threes, but he's now even going in the paint.
And you put Giannis at the 5, it's not going to be any different. It's not going to be any different, bro.
He's a little bit better at guarding.
No, he's not. I will say this. Giannis is a great help side defender. He comes from the weak sides and gets a lot of blocks. He gets his hand in a lot of passing lanes. He gets his hand on a lot of like loose balls, but like on ball, he's not like elite. He's not like how Kawhi is, where he's just gonna like move and stay in front.
Sure.
And that's not even that. It's a big we're talking about. He's not like, what big is he going to? He's not going to stop you. You think he'll stop DeAndre Ayton? He might be able to stop DeAndre Ayton offensively because he's a little more swift and agile. But, bro, on the defensive end, he will have nothing for him. So you have to keep him there.
It's true.
Bro, I'm telling you, there's no easy way to do it. That's what sucks. It's like it's either this or that. Like, which one do you want to take?
They're all too good.
No one's really talking about it because he's just a role player. But I think the Bucks are definitely missing Dante DiVincenzo in a series like this in his perimeter defense. But I think Suns in 6, but I kind of think it's more referendum on Coach Budenholzer, and like we'll see like what happens going forward in the series. But like if I was him, I feel like Drew Holiday and his on-ball defense, a slower, more methodical player like Chris Paul, I feel like that feeds into Drew Holiday's style of defense more. And Chris Middleton's no scrub on the defensive end either. Like there's going to be no containing Devin Booker. But last night he was getting to the rim at will and getting to his spots at will, and I just didn't understand it, and I didn't understand the switch everything defense. I just think there's a lot of tactical things that Coach Bud could try and implement going forward, and I just don't know if he will.
That's so funny that you said that they switched everything, because a year ago they didn't switch anything. They were playing like old. That was one thing they were known for. Like, or even our coach Clifford, he was telling us all the time, like, yo, Milwaukee plays an old brand of defense. They don't switch anything. They stay in their positions. But I think, I don't know, like that doesn't make sense. Just put Middleton on Booker and then put Holiday on. But that's just, I mean, that makes sense. I would give it a try. I mean, we'll see.
Let me ask you guys something. Has Ayton taken a huge step in this postseason?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rebounding machine.
For sure.
He's a rebounding machine. Boards? Yeah. His touch, though, is what it really intrigues me, is like how he rolls and he's able to catch and then turn and then shoot like a super soft hook shot, which is
For sure. He's
makes him
exactly
deadly.
what your big man to be. He does literally a little bit of everything. He can shoot the ball up to like 15 feet. He can use both hands. He's athletic. He's agile. He runs and he can catch. Like
It's
that's
like
really all you need him to do.
And he could play a little bit of defense. Look at the big guys he's had to go against in this postseason.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he. That's why I say I've watched. It looks like you watched him, and we watched him just take that another step.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we'll find out if how it starts on the season if he could carry that over. But right now, him and the other one to me is Middleton. I think he was already that good, but man, he's taken those big shots in this playoffs. He hasn't been afraid to take it. He stepped up when Giannis was out. To me, he's another one that I think has taken another step.
Bro. He's always played like this. He's always played. He's never not like been productive, and he's never been like the one to shy away from making big shots. And he shoots. He shoots 40 from three. He probably shoots 50 or 45 to almost 50 probably from the field, and he probably shoots over 85% from the free throw line, which is like just
with high volume. He's just
super efficient with what he does. So he's definitely a guy. But I think the two guys that have been playing well for the Suns have been Cam Johnson.
Yep, he's good.
And Mikal Bridges. They have been like making plays after plays where you just kind of don't even expect them to make. They've been making big shots. They've been making defensive plays. Jay Crowder has been amazing. Like, those guys are just playing too well right now.
Every game, I've been waiting for Bridges to fall down. Like you see him going, and you wait, and you go, he's not going to do it again this game, though. And he does it again. He does it again. And now I quit saying that. I just know he's going to come out and he's going to play that way now.
It's because of that Villanova season, man. When they won that national championship, he's played in big games. He's been on big stages. He's been on like the biggest stage you can be at a collegiate athlete or at the collegiate level. If he wins now, bro, like he'll be one of those guys that'll play in the NBA for a really, really long time because he plays defense and he makes big shots and he has all the experience and knowledge behind him. So this is like they're playing great right now.
I'll never forget when Mikal Bridges was a 76er for 35 minutes.
Wow. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Liam, what's your thoughts on the Sixers then? Since you're such a big Philly fan,
Oh man, if you guys like ever looked back in our past podcast, I had a nice 5-minute blow up at them the day after they lost Game 7 to Atlanta, and it felt good to get off my chest. I'm massively disappointed, but like, I can be realistic about it. Like the Hawks, like they played well, and I want to give them respect, but like it was a massive failure on all fronts, and I'm just now I'm waiting for my year-long manifestation to get Damian Lillard, and who knows, maybe we'll get Terrence Ross too.
Let's see. Doc Rivers.
Doc.
One of my favorite coaches, man.
I think he's one of the most interesting coaches in the NBA. That's all I'll say. I mean, there's never a dull moment with Doc. I mean,
no.
Better than having Brett Brown.
Hey, speaking of coaches, our guy got the job at the Celtics, man. Ime Udoka.
Was that not a good hire though?
Oh, that's the best.
And did you see he just got Stoudemire?
Yes, he did. He got Stoudemire today. Got him today.
Mighty Mouse.
Celine? I'm sorry,
no,
he got
Damon today. He took him away from Pacific.
Man.
Yes.
He left and signed to be an assistant.
He's gonna get the whole city.
Yeah, I think that's just what Boston needed. So
that's big.
I like that.
To me, Boston was that team that they needed that extra hump over that push, that something. And I think they just got that something to get them over that. They had the players. So what else?
I like that. That's a good look.
They're gonna figure out point guard.
Yeah.
Point guard.
So everybody says the Suns. I have stuck with the Bucks from the beginning. I picked them to get to the finals. So I'm going to stay with my Bucks here on this one. And hopefully Middleton will pull it through.
It's a tall
Giannis to me is having an off playoffs. He's kind of here, kind of gone. So I'm putting all my money on Middleton right now.
Terrence, have you ever seen someone with a hyperextended knee, or have you ever had one?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of his recovery back this quick?
It's tough, bro. To push it like that, it's tough.
It seems quick, man, and he played
It's
pretty well.
quick.
He
Yeah,
played pretty well last.
He
well,
looked
but bro, I really hope he didn't get any type of cortisone shot or anything that, you know, kind of took the pain away, because bro, hypertension, it hurts, bro.
Right.
Those are one of the things you gotta be careful with, man. You don't understand how much we
it's
cut and plant, like. But he was out there running full speed, jumping. Like the first play of the game was like a missed foul lob. And
I know. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, oh, so he looks fine. So I mean, but
Right.
if you were to risk any of that, it would be for the NBA Finals. So I mean,
True,
you gotta do
true.
what you gotta do.
What about Chris Paul in the hand?
He's
I mean,
fine.
for a guy
He's
who
fine.
supposedly had ligament damage, you know, the game before, didn't seem to hurt him any, did it?
I think Chris is fine.
I think he's fine.
I think
Yeah, I've
That
heard a couple-
that sidestep
conspiracy.
jumper.
I think once the Last Dance came out and everybody saw how much pain and all the stuff that Michael Jordan went through, I think that now it's just like people have to be like, well, I have to go through a flu game, or I have to go through, you know, playing through
Yes.
in the playoffs. So,
Smoke it.
wild.
so like it is what it is. Everybody wants to be a tough guy. I'm not saying that, you know, that's the reason why, but I mean, I don't know. Chris Paul, it's always something. He's always hurt. So there's nothing new. Like,
Yeah,
for him,
knows
he
he's
probably feels completely 100% normal.
That's right. So I've heard some nice conspiracy theories about him lately. That's been running around about the, you know, the old mind games with Bud there, getting Bud to believe the old hand is more hurt than it really
Nah,
is.
nobody. He's a big part of the team, but I don't think he's that big, like big a part of the team where the coach is gonna have to even have that type of mind game with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know.
Lamar, are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go, man. Hey, man, you got anything you wanna ask here before we?
Yeah, who's some of your favorite teammates to play with?
Me. I would say James Johnson, number one.
Because he could whip your ass in Taekwondo or what?
Definitely not Taekwondo.
Kickboxing. What is it? Karate?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. My bad.
How do you mistake that? Come on, jiu-jitsu's all in. So come on.
No,
Right.
my bad.
And then I'm gonna tell him you said that. And
Don't tell him. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him.
and who else? I would put Evan Fournier up there, Vooch up there,
Really?
Kyle, DeMar, Norman Powell, Pat Patterson.
Now you just don't want to leave anybody out.
Right.
Right.
It's literally those guys. These are the guys I talk to on a regular basis.
We're gonna get a roster now.
Like literally those guys I just named are the guys I talk to once or twice a week.
Yeah.
You brought up Vooch and you brought up Fournier and so I'm just thinking, like, you know, it's the trade deadline and Fournier is going to Boston and Vooch is going to Chicago and AG is going to Denver, and like, you know, you're like the last remaining like vet there besides like an incoming Gary Harris and like Michael Carter Williams, who's been around
Sure.
for a amount of time. It's like, it's almost like, you know, you're the locker room leader now, leading this, you know, next generation of Magic basketball, at least into this upcoming year. Do you take a sense of pride in that? It's kind of like, you know, your grip on the team, I feel like, is probably the strongest right now, especially without having a coach yet.
I mean, I just been around the longest. I've been around the longest, I guess, even longer than most of the staff. So, I mean, it feels like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a part of the old regime and now the new regime is here. And I feel like not out of place, but for sure, I don't know. You just know when a franchise is going a different direction. Because I was a part of that core group of guys who were, you know, all traded, and then now I'm a part of the team that is, you know, we're starting all over again. So I don't really know what the future holds, and but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll
Clifford had some interesting words to say.
Yeah, Cliff, man.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but
Yeah, you guys saw what Cliff said?
you guys see what Clifford said?
Little candy boat, he said.
No, we say.
It was something like, I don't want to be part of, because they kind of parted ways. Like, I don't want to be part of an organization that's not, winning's not important or something. It's like some shots fired at the Magic. But hey,
I mean,
it's crazy.
you know, that you got to wonder a little bit. I mean, I've only been around there for 2 years, but it doesn't take you long to realize some things. But I'm not going to say no more or go into that.
Yeah.
But the first time that I ever met TRoss, and I know you don't remember this, but it was my first game in the locker room. So I'm like this. And if you don't think that he had any what do you call it? Any call on this team or whatever, let me tell you,
some power.
Yeah, well, when you're in there, you could see he talks and they listen, and they did then. And Ross has a way of getting his point across sometimes. And so the first time I'm in there, I don't know if you remember this, but you were getting your point across to some reporters. And
he was mad. Was he mad? He gets his point across when he's mad.
And get this, it was preseason. So and it was at that moment when I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, man, because I'd watched, for a while, I watched basketball forever. So, and I just remember you sitting down and everybody kind of just turned away from you. Nobody was kind of like that. And I looked you dead in the eye and I said, man, you're the most underrated player in the NBA. And you looked right at me with this face, and I thought you were about to bite my head off. And you went, I appreciate it.
That's a classic TRoss response.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Well, good. And I beat it before I got anything else. But,
That's awesome.
That was my introduction into the locker room right there. So,
yeah, that's funny.
But Liam, did you have anything else, man?
No, I want to thank you. This has been awesome, and I appreciate you answering questions and being real. And it's been really cool just to get to talk to you and know you a bit as a human being. For my Sixers fans, does Markelle Fultz, does he ever show flashes of being a #1 pick ever?
Always. Oh yeah, bro, for sure. One, he was really hurt.
Yes.
And then two, and he still kind of has some lingering effects from it. But bro, he just got a $60 million contract off of 30 games, 40, 50 games. Trust me.
He was having the best year of his career. He was having the best year by far. He looked like the Washington guy that he was.
Yeah.
He was balling. That's my guy. He was balling. It's just, hey, trust me. If you guys would have had him now, Ben Simmons would be on the bench during that last series. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, he would have gave. Yeah, no, he would have did a lot better. I
think Ben Simmons would have been on the bench if Ty Lue was our coach.
Hey, let's see.
Well, I'm glad that he still shows those flashes. I really am. I didn't have any ill will when he left the city, a lot of the toxic Philadelphia fans that around these parts. So, I cheer for his success. I cheer for Carson Wentz's success. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to hear that he shows those flashes.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be good.
Well, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I'm not going to ask you about a coach or anything like that, but are you looking forward to the new year, Ross, or the new regime?
Well, always, bro. This is new. Anytime there's change, everything's new, and you just kind of excited. It's like going back to school on that first day, meeting, your new classmates and your new teachers. So,
no Penny Hardaway as your teacher, though. That sucks.
Right, Penny will be dope, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, my quick opinion on that is they blew it because the NBA needs coaches like Penny right now. They're going through this transformation, and he would have been perfect to come in at this time with his game, with his knowledge, with his connection to players. The NBA missed a big opportunity not helping that out, getting that.
Yeah, they front office sees it, going in a different direction. So we'll see what they're doing. They keep it close to the best. We'll see.
They're really close, don't they? But again, it doesn't take long to be around there before you see kind of Anyway, I'm gonna get back
Sure,
off of that.
Oh, I thought you were-
But I really do appreciate you guys coming on, and I know you guys got a lot of things in the works coming up, things you're going to be doing. I want everybody to please take time out, go to the TRoss podcast, check them out, and keep following him. Follow TRoss on his Twitch. Watch him play those games.
Yes, sir.
Madison's got 19 podcasts, so go down there and check out all of them. Go down the list.
I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you again for this. And
Thank you so much, man.
like Terrence said, thank you for the sponsorship and our continued, support from you guys for sure.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for having us, and thank you for being here, Lamar.
What's up, man?
We're heading out, Lamar.
All right, cool.
Appreciate you guys.
Sorry, man. I got too much going on right now. My son, I got somebody playing basketball next to me. My son playing football over here practice. I'm like,
all right, man. Well, I appreciate it anyway, guys. For reals, man. This has been a blast, and you guys both know that this is an open forum for you guys whenever you want to come back. I don't know if you check out the website or not, but it's also a forum. We are very discreet. You got something you want to slip out and tell the world, man? Let me know.
I got you.
Done as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Liam, thanks as always, man. I appreciate you being here with us. And we will get you guys again, and hopefully we'll get you back on another time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.